Hello everybody and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 update video. This time we're diving into the second beta build 1.4.9.0. It didn't take very long for this to come out, which is great. I'm glad we're 1 week in and we already have our second beta build. So without further ado, let's dive on into the release notes. A known issue in this test build is other pilots in multiplayer mode will not be visible in the sim world. You will see their aircraft on the world map, but not when you start a free flight session. This issue will be resolved in the future SU2 build. Memory logging is still going on in the beta, as well as the separate profile for career and challenge. So if you're going to join into the beta, don't be worried if things are gone or missing. They'll be back once you either leave the beta or the beta ends. One other thing to note too is multiplayer will also exist in a separate environment. So that's probably why I wasn't seeing anybody else in a blimp earlier this week. So I'll let everybody slide on that. Anyways, let's move on. Under stability and performance, fixed infinite or very long loading after launching a flight. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about seeing that. I noticed that was kind of brought up quite a bit after this beta build came out, so hopefully you're going to be able to dive into your flights a little bit quicker. Fixed crashes inside GPU drivers due to off-by-one error inside our texture loading code. General bug fixes include fixed freeze occurring sometimes when loading a flight with an aircraft containing WASM, fixed game pause state when locking Windows session, fixed QR code not appearing on safe boot pop-up, fixed debug TT as airport name when buying an aircraft from a mission, fixed an issue where incorrect metrics were used for the speed when in hybrid units of measurement, fixed subtitle speed in non-Latin languages, fixed lights flickering upon LOD change, which is great to see. That's when you were like zooming in and out, you'd see the lights turn on and off both outside and inside the aircraft. I'm glad we're not having to wait for that fix too long, so that's great. Fixed in-game panels disappearing when using break command on gamepad. And lastly, fixed login pop-up sometimes not appearing for new users. We got some more fixes for aircraft, starting with the Air Tractor AT802. Fixed the hour meter instrument. Fixed animation of floats landing gear, fixed windshield material, improved glass material in cockpit, fixed eye checklist on landing gear front left, fixed custom color on aerial app variation, adding heading indicator instrument in firefighting and agricultural cockpit, fixed glass cockpit being always off when starting in cold and dark. The Boeing 737 MAX 8 fixed external light doesn't work on BBJ variation. Fixed AFDS floodlight doesn't work in cockpit. Fixed landing gear lever glass shader issue. Fixed several issues on different liveries. Fixed some issues on 3D model. Improved visual of the BBJ cabin. Fixed alternators not being usable after activating the GPU. In the Grand Caravan, fixed pre-flight engine flame placement. For the CL415, fixed glass rendering issue on the landing gear lever and fuse panel door into the cabin. And removed legal issue on decals texture. Unfortunately, still nothing with the engine. We'll still have to wait on that, so as we know from earlier today. For the DA62, fixed thumbnail and fixed fueling, nozzle position, pipe position on ground, and truck position, as well as fixed fuel cap position on wings. The ES30 has fixed the propeller that caused excessive backward thrust, sending the aircraft in the air while passing to idle. Failure, wear and tear fixed an issue that allowed the inhibit wear and tear section to inhibit the general wear and tear. How many times can I say wear and tear? Aircraft tech model behavior fixed model behavior file path handling for include base that no longer worked in 24. Fixed Malaysia Airlines livery for the A330-900 passive aircraft. Next up, some fixes for career. Modify the duration and distance displayed in mission briefing to more accurate values. Nice to see that, because, it would always show a 12-hour flight. That would only be like 4 hours or so. So we'll have to dive into that a little bit and see how more accurate it actually is. General bug fixes, fixed world map filters resetting when entering briefing. And this one I'm sure a lot of people are going to be thrilled about. The sim rate is back. So those of you that were very upset by it, it's back, it's there. Don't worry, they're not getting rid of it. Virtual reality added the option to move the EFB when it's undocked in VR and made the EFB interactable in VR when externalized. I think a lot of you were a bit disappointed that you weren't able to interact with the EFB. You should now be able to do that in VR. Various peripheral fixes fixed more help and unbind mapped to the same input on gamepad in control settings, as well as fixed throttle sensitivity on some peripherals' default profiles. The low altitude challenges smoothed goal pin in low alt challenges, as well as training getting fixed false out of boundaries back on track in helicopter takeoff mission when player was hovering low before takeoff. And the rest of this is dev mode. I don't really care about that, but there you go. But some great changes that I was seeing people disappointed that it wasn't fixed, like the Boeing business jet lights, the EFB and VR, sim rate. So there's some great stuff here. Obviously, some more things I'd love to see, but a great first couple beta builds for Sim Update 2. I did a post earlier already with this, but I thought I'd still do a video explaining it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.